Hello, hello all. Can you hear my voice? Okay, if you can hear my voice, you can just write yes in the chat in the link below. You can mention that you're listening. So we can start actually. We just waited for 10 minutes for the latecomers. You know, it's the weekdays. That's why there are people who's working. So let's start our event. So today we're gonna start with the topics around the social media event marketing. I will cover for you the topics like the types of events, why you need an event for marketing, all right, and which social media channels actually you can use for boosting, for promoting your event, right? So, you know, there are some ways like free and paid ways in order to boost, to promote your event. So actually you can manage your event, doesn't matter places, offline events or online events like us here today. So it is called webinar. So I will do this kind of webinar in actual world next month. So it's gonna be a seminar. So it's kind of event. So you can, with the knowledge that you will gain today from us, you can create your event. You can promote it regarding it is kind, regarding it is type. So just before we start, I would like to welcome to newcomers. Okay, so I would like to get to know uh, your reason why are you here. So let's say, what's your purpose for attending social media event marketing today? Please mention your reason in the chat that I can check it at the end when we will have a Q&A session. So if you have questions, please be patient and write all of them in the chat box. So at the end, for 30 minutes, for 20 minutes, I will go over them and I will answer your questions one by one. I'm really excited today. So let's get to work. Let's start. I will just pause my video. You can listen my voice and you can follow the pictures. You can take a picture of your screen of your computer if you see some useful information. You can take your notes. So be sure that you have a notepad right next to you. All right. So are we ready? Let's get to work. All right. So social media event marketing. So my name is, by the way, is Rofshan Rasulov. So actually I am from a Skylimited marketing agency. I will provide you with the useful website with the links at the end of this webinar. So let's start. So what is event? What is event marketing? Okay, before we get to the end. Introduction to event marketing. For our question, there's an answer. So event marketing is a strategy marketers who wants to promote the business use to promote their brand, product, or service with an in-person or real-time engagement. So these events can be online or offline. Like right now, we're online, and companies can participate as hosts, participants, or sponsors. So I'm sure that among the viewers currently, there are some participants who is like representing the companies, right? So there are some students, there are some companies. Okay, we will know at the end. So what else I can tell? So today I'm sure you get to leave the office, get away from your computer screen and those unending spreadsheets, Excel all day long, to go out into the real world you wanted. So with real person and face-to-face conversation you wanted. So events offer a world of possibility. Who knows what you may learn or who you could meet, right? Today, you have no idea that you can make, you can learn or you can meet actually. Uh, Either it is offline or online. So events are also full of inspiration. Perhaps a speaker like here today, me, will spark an idea that boosts your career. You may meet a new mentor who will impact your life for years to come. You could strike up a conversation with a fellow marketer whose company complements yours and decide to host your own event together. The opportunities really are endless, right? Really are endless. There are too many opportunities that we can count on. And this ultimate guide, like we're gonna go today over it, event marketing, includes everything you need to execute and promote your event marketing strategy. The basics, if you can start, let me tell you this. While an event like isn't quite the same as a birthday party, birthday party is an event as well, right? So it still offers a certain level of excitement, right? So there's food, meeting new people, and hopefully a few laughs along the way. Okay, so today we don't have a food. I'm so sorry for that, but we will have it in the next event that we're gonna have a seminar offline in December. So even if it is corporate, don't forget that a business event is still just that, an event. Okay, so the very definition of it means something out of ordinary is about to occur. Okay, this is extraordinary, let's say, experience that you are receiving right now. So aside from a break from the office, what are the benefits of events as a form of marketing? What counts as event marketing? And how do you actually do it? Okay, so now let's go to the next page of our presentation today. So it's about why event marketing, okay? So first we got to know the reasons in order to start to receive the knowledge, right? So you can see from the statistics, I will go with numbers because the numbers are saying the truth always, right? First, we can see basically event marketing is used to because it works. So according to a 2018 report by Bizabo, 80% of marketers believe live events are critical to their company's success. Okay. So secondly, you can see, so 74, almost 75% of B2B marketers said they use events to acquire customers, to get clients. So B2B means actually business to business, okay? Not clients, individuals, business to business services. So 80% of them, the marketers, say that they are using, events for getting clients. Can you imagine? So next numbers, we have 40% of marketers experience a 3-to-1 ratio, ratio of investment, return of investment from event marketing. They put $1 and they get $3 as a return. Can you imagine how much bigger profit we are talking about here? And the next number is 75% of content marketers thought that in-person events are the most effective marketing tactic ever. On the left, you can see the picture on the right. I mean, that overall, this, let's say, the graph shows us 100% marketing expenses. So 24%, let's say, a quarter of the expenses is about events. The money is going to events because we have a ratio of 3-to-1. All right. So again, you have, I'm sure, your question, why event marketing, right? So when you consider how many marketing strategies and channels there are to choose from, it becomes apparent, obvious that marketers all the way up to the highest level of decision makers know the value of events. Two of the most considerable reasons events have an impact as a marketing strategy are, first, as you can see from the picture, face-to-face interactions. I'm sure it's so obvious. So second most considerable reason is events bring that element of something special. When you see a let's say promotion, ads of event, you feel something special. It's different from all the other channels. All right. So when you attend an event, you remember it. This is the main reason. You were there in person, right? And as discussed in the introduction, events are something to get excited about. Okay. So let's move on to our next page. Now we can talk about the impact, okay? The impact of event marketing, the influence that it creates. There are three main impacts that we have for our businesses in order to get profit, the dollars. First is branding and awareness. Okay, the 74% of event attendees like us today, like you today, say that they have a more positive opinion, thought about the company, brand, or service being promoted after the event. I'm sure that after the event, you guys will tell that you have a positive opinion about us. So secondly, we have a customer engagement. Engaged customer also buy 90% more frequently. Can you imagine? So when you create event, you create engagement, which results 90% frequently engaged customer, and they spend 60% more per transaction and are 5 times more likely to buy from the same brand in the future. Okay, according to the research conducted by Reset Consulting. And the third main impact is lead generation. Almost 80% of US marketers generate sales using event marketing. Can you imagine? I'm sure that you know that USA is the most influential, most wealthiest country on earth, right? So this number represents the US. So you can see the prospect, you can see the future. Like 8%, the market is over there, they are using the event marketing, right? So like you could be attending a content marketing conference for your job, or a weekend, Daphna festival with friends. Easy way, it's a break from the routine, when you go out for a event, like right now. A day on your calendar to look forward to with anticipation. I'm sure that you had an anticipation today before our event. Oh yes, since events are so significant, let's not forget they give you something to post on social media, an added benefit for both the company and the customer. For example, when you are live, when you are in person in the seminar, you are taking pictures of the, everything that you can post. So it benefits you and the company as well. Event marketing also works because you are putting yourself in a place where attendees can discover you. For example, right now, you guys are discovering us, as a Skylimited, as a Rock Council. A customer may never have come across your brand via the internet, but when you are literally in the same place they are, it is much harder to be missed. You cannot miss me right now, right? With so much digital noise overwhelming our lives, marketers are seeing live events in a new light to better engage distracted audiences. There are overwhelming, digital noise everywhere, on Instagram, Facebook, on the road, everywhere, billboards, everything. You can see the, advertisement. It's been said that, during the day we are getting, let's say, I don't know, remember the exact number. It was like 3,000, as we see. Can you believe? Can you imagine that? How big number is this? So that's why, in order to, to get you out of that digital noise, you can attend events because it's an engaged, you know, experience, right? Let's move on, guys. So now, as you can see, we're gonna talk about the most common types of events in 2018. Okay, before we talk about the 10 types of, as you can see, we have 10 types of events that are well-known, most popular. Before we can talk about these types of events, I have a really tricky question for you here. So just please listen carefully. I will talk about two different business. At the end of our presentation, you will tell me, you will answer the question that which type of event you would like to use for the business. Let's listen carefully to the business situation. Now that you know that what events can do for your marketing strategy, it's time to look at the types of events you can host and participate in. Let's go. Say you are a small pet shop, okay? You are a small pet shop, and you've decided to open a second store on the other side of town, okay? You know you want to drive awareness and sales with an event. You also want to increase the number of people on your email database. What do you do? Okay, this is our first case. Now, second business case, or instead of a local business to consumer company, you could be an insurance company. Imagine you want to provide value and show appreciation to the agents who sell on behalf of your business. Where do you start? Chances are it will be very different to an event the local pet shop hosts. So there's going to be a huge difference, right, between the local pet shop event and insurance company event. So just listen carefully to these 10 types of events and choose which type is very suitable at the end in the chat, okay? Thank you. Let's go. Now let's discuss the 10 major types of events used in event marketing. Then at the end, we'll come back to our pet shop and the insurance agency, look at what type of event we might choose for each. Let's go. Yeah, actually, we have a pet shop, we have insurance, as you can see from the image. And in the middle, the girl, she represents our attendees today. So you're gonna think all the way down to the end. Now let's move on with our types of event. The first type is a guest speaker event. A guest speaker event presentation is one of the most common forms of B2B event marketing. When it comes to your time and budget, the money, you typically don't have to invest as much when inviting a single speaker to present. You don't need to spend a lot of money. You can just invite someone as a guest speaker to your event. That's it. If you are just starting out, you're a beginner, invite a speaker who is a leader in their industry to give a presentation. They should be speaking about a topic which is valuable to your customers and prospects. For example, if you have a restaurant business, you can like invite someone who is in food, who is a gourmet, who can speak about the foods, healthy stuff. You can boost an event for this, and you can promote your restaurant behind the scene, right? So sometimes people pay for a speaker, but it's not always necessary, especially if you're starting out in event marketing. The goal is to find someone who can bring value to your customers and prospects. If someone is an expert on their field and they have a knowledge your audience wants, you've got the basis for a speakerism. Now, actually, this is me actually right now, as you can see, but now I cannot see you, let's say, face to face, but we will see you in next December. Okay, let's go to the second one. Networking event sessions, meetups. I'm sure that some of you have heard about meetups. You can find meetups everywhere, like networking event sessions in Turkey, in US. Actually, I'm right now in Turkey, in Istanbul. So just for your information. So you can find meetups everywhere around the world, okay? Just please check the websites at the bottom of the picture. You can see we have two websites, meetup.com and eventbrite.com, which some of you used for enrolling this webinar, Eventbrite. So every business professional knows the importance of networking, It can benefit your current job or your career as a whole, right? So just check the websites. It's very useful for your business. Now we can move on to the third type, which is conferences. Yeah, as you can see, it's so obvious from the picture. Conference, big audience, right? So these large-scale events make up a significant portion of the events industry. Conferences can be either B2B, like business to business, and B2C, business to consumer, to the individuals. And usually have a schedule filled with engaging speakers, several speakers, educational workshops, and valuable networking sessions, all of them together. The most successful conferences are the ones that balance a professional environment with an energetic social atmosphere. All right, this is the biggest one. Let's go to the fourth one, which is a seminar, or we call it half-day event. all right? So actually, we're gonna have a seminar in December. Right now, we are in webinar, okay? So instead of a full conference, the bigger one, some businesses may choose to host a half-day event. This offers some of the same advantages of a conference without a high cost. You don't need to spend, too much money, or your attendees, they don't need to, pay a lot of money for the tickets. So, for example, a half-day event like seminar will still give attendees multiple speakers. This gives a breadth of knowledge within a short period. For example, today we have a 1 hour, but one speaker, me, is at the high ticket price of a conference. Today we don't have a high ticket price. Let's go to the fifth type, workshops and master classes. So we have a picture about the workshop actually, and the first picture you can see. Instead of a speaker talking to attendees without any hands-on interaction, businesses may also offer workshops or classes. Imagine you are trying to grow a business for a small yarn shop. You want to bring people in the shop to increase sales. You could bring in a guest speaker and offer a free class. Then you can give students a limited time discount, percentage, to increase your sales. Perhaps you offer them a 20% discount or 10% when they buy within the day or within the month, okay? Plus, by offering them a free class, you have the opportunity to establish a relationship with your potential customers and making them comfortable in your store. So, for example, in the second picture, I did it by myself, but actually I haven't attended a workshop. It was a webinar I attended. I learned everything like today you are doing, and then I did it. Yeah, it was absolutely fantastic experience. Yeah, if you wanna to get to know how I do it, I can send you the link and everything. You can learn and you can do it as well. Or in the December in the event, I can tell. Let's move on, guys. Which is our sixth type, which is VIP experiences. We have a YouTube video for this, which is VIP experiences. It's not for all, it's not for everyone, as you can see from the name. Now we will see in the video what's the future of our this type of marketing.
Sipping on the street, passing time to think about where I was and where I'm at today.
All right, just let me check. I think there's a problem with the sharing video. Okay, just a minute. Okay, let's move on.
Sipping on the street, passing time to think about where I was and where I'm at today. Get everything I asked for, find the world, filling up my passport, money in the bank, my car brand new, yeah. I got everything I want but you. I'ma get you one day. Hey, everybody came to play. I love it when the DJ plays all my favorite songs. And everybody.
Exact target is to be a company that's kind of pushing.
Now let's move on. Let's move on with our presentation. You get the idea, actually, right? Let's move on. Like we have a seventh type, which is event sponsorship. Okay, sponsorship can be a form of event marketing, but not all sponsorship is event marketing. Okay, so what is sponsorship? Is usually a form of event marketing if the brand has more than its logo present at the event. So what does that mean? That last one is important if you are B2B marketer, business to business. The whole point The whole point of sponsoring that event is to get sales. Without getting contact details, you cannot nurture relationships. You need to give away free stuff. In the picture, you can see the guy is holding every free stuff he got, from the event. So this is a sponsorship, right? So now you are getting your free stuff, but you are not giving away with your information, like your emails and stuff. So this is the sponsorship event style. Let's go move on to the next type of our events, which is trade shows and event expos, expo centers. Maybe you can remember. As mentioned above, many events, especially conferences, feature a specific sponsor hall or expo hall. So this is one picture from expo center. This is one type of it. Let's move on to the ninth, which is awards and competitions. As you can see, there's a huge competitions going on there, right? So awards and competitions are a great way to get people talking, right? Can you see how many people there? Winners love sharing their successes. You don't even need to ask them to share on social media. They gonna do it absolutely no other way around, right? Let's go to the move on to the last 10th type of festivals, which is festivals and parties, right? So we have one example here, which is about Red Bull Music Festival. So this is the last type of event that we can have or we can boost. Okay, so what type of event should my company consider? As you can see, when it comes to events, there are plenty of options waiting at your fingertips. Almost 10 types we have. You can choose one of them, right? Now let's go back to the introduction and our three examples of businesses who want to execute an event marketing strategy. I'm sure you didn't forget. You put some types for our local pet shop and for our insurance company, right? I will read it at the end. Let's move on to the social media. Okay, by the way, who knows the answer to the question? We will see it at the end. As you can see, there are some hands over there. I'm sure that you're raising your hands over there too. Let's move on to our social media part. So the top 6 social media and marketing networks, organic social media channels, right? So when it comes to planning your social media and marketing, the most important step is choosing which networks you will focus on. For example, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, which one, You need to choose it beforehand, okay? So the key is to choose network where you can reach the most potential attendees in a meaningful way, okay? For example, I used LinkedIn, Facebook, okay, and Eventbrite, which is a event promotion site. That means you need to understand your event's audience. Then find the networks where that audience spends the most time, all right? Social media platform 1, which is Instagram. Instagram is a great fit for events, especially photogenic ones, okay? Because with more than 800 million monthly active users, you can reach potential attendees for arts festivals, swanky food and wine affairs for restaurants, moving dance performance and more. Instagram stories have added another interesting avenue to reach potential attendees, one that can even include a direct clickable link, if your account has over 10,000 followers. So if you have a 10,000 followers, you can have a story with clickable link, okay? So you can, direct your, let's say, followers to your website automatically. Let's move on to our second channel, which is Facebook, with over 2 billion monthly active users. Can you imagine? 2 billion monthly active users. Facebook is far and away the most popular social network across ages, genders, and income levels, but the newsfeed is a crowded place to make your event stand out. And the recent announcement of algorithm changes will prioritize friends and family content over your brand, your business. But regardless, Facebook also has the potential to connect your event with more than 70% online adults. And that's some serious reach when you're trying to sell more tickets. The network is slightly more popular among women and most widely used among younger generations. but you can reach out 65 plus year olds in all around the countries. Okay, so let's move on to the Twitter, the third social media platform that we can use for our event. So here again, we have 400 million monthly active users, which is tech-savvy crowd, mostly youngers. The site is most popular among the high-income millennials, So if your audience is high-income people, you can choose Twitter's audience, okay, which people gain 50K per year at least. So topical and timely posts work great on Twitter. Okay, be aware that tweet reaches its peak after 18 minutes. So when you tweet, just wait for the 18 minutes so you get your next tweet ready fast. Let's move on to the next fourth social media platform, Snapchat. I'm sure you know it. It's the most trendy option for your social media event marketing. But if your potential attendees, potential audience are mostly women, and they are in their teens and 20s, okay? So Snapchat has more than 300 million monthly active users, 70% of whom are women, and 71% of whom are under 34. So this is mainly for younger teenagers, mainly for women. Let's move on to our fifth social media platform, which is LinkedIn. As you can see, this is an article that I've written on LinkedIn, so you can see you can do it as well. Okay, you can boost it as well. So this is about our events, same as Facebook. So I just posted there. I can you create it, and LinkedIn as well with 250 million monthly active users. It's unique among the top social networks as a professional networking platform. The site is most popular with educated, slightly older users with a higher income level. It is used by just over a quarter of online adults in US and American college grads. It's a great fit for potential attendees of classes, conferences, trainings, or educational events. So today, our event is about education, training, it's about class. So that's why I chose LinkedIn. Okay. So the key on LinkedIn is to share content and events that will add value to members' professional lives. So today you're going to learn about event promotion that you can get, clients who's going to pay you, pay for your tickets. So in your professional way, in your career, you can develop. Okay. Now the last one is sixth one is Pinterest. So Pinterest is a uniquely visual platform. There are mainly women, 81%. So there you can, let's say, you can post like pictures, all around there. It's a great fit for your potential attendees if your events, cater to women and focus on categories like food and drink or do-it-yourself crafts and classes. That means it's a smart place to promote craft fairs, pop-up dinners, or let's say cooking art classes. So we got the idea that we have a 6 channels we can use for our events marketing, right? Now in this part, I would like to start. I would like to start a video about this Facebook event ads, how you can use Facebook event ads, boosting your event on Facebook. Okay, so actually, let's click on the link. We have a